I've had the privilege of meeting some of the top internet millionaires all across the globe. And whenever I meet them, I always ask them the same question. What is one book you recommend and you credit to your success? What I've done is I've actually amalgamated all of this into the 5 books that all internet millionaires that I know personally have read. And that's what I'm going to teach you in this video. I'm going to show you and explain to you what these 5 books are and what you need to get out of these books more importantly. So don't just watch this and be like, okay, I got the 5 titles, done. No, don't do that. Instead, pay attention to why these books are important and what you should be on the lookout for when you are reading these books. Because each one of these books will teach you something very specific. And trust me, these are not your typical books like Think and Grow Rich. Not to say that's a bad book, but these are very specific books that all internet millionaires that I have spoken to have read. I'm telling you, if you read these too, you'll get some great results from it. So let's dive right in. All right, so the first book is called No BS Direct Marketing by Dan Kennedy. If you don't know who Dan Kennedy is, he is the OG of online marketing. When the internet was first getting popular in 2000, 2001, he was selling products and services on the internet just like people are today. So he was decades ahead of his time. And he created this book to teach how to sell on the internet in the most effective way possible. Now, the most interesting part about this book is that he actually says that you should not focus on your brand. Unlike most internet gurus today saying, oh, build your personal brand, go do this, go do this. He actually says that's a bad idea. And this is why this book is so interesting. In fact, he says, look, when you're just starting out online, you need to master the skill of direct response marketing, which is having one-on-one conversations with your buyers and converting them. He says at the beginning, this will generate the most amount of cash flow. And the entire book teaches you how to have those conversations, what you need to say, how to deal with them, and how to maximize the amount of cash flow you're generating. Trust me, this book will blow your mind. You just have to be really open to what he says because it's very different than mainstream marketing. But I'm telling you, I've taken this advice for myself and I've literally built my business on it. If you don't know what I do, I literally run the #1 LinkedIn coaching business in the world. This is my LinkedIn profile here. We have the literal best results in the industry. You can see them all right here. And I'm telling you, this book right here was truly one of the biggest movers that got me the results I have today. So carrying on, the second most important book that all the internet millionaires I've spoken to have read is called On Writing by Stephen King. Now, you might know Stephen King as that famous horror writer, but he actually created this one book teaching people how to write, right? Copywriting is the crux of advertising. You need to know how to type, create content, create messages that will actually get the person on the other side to believe in you and purchase from you. This book reveals it all. He goes into the human psychology of what words get people fired up, what words get people taking action. All of that he breaks into this book. Some of the lessons that I've learned in this book have literally changed my life, right? For example, one of the chapters is kill your darlings. It's crazy, but he says, look, when you write a piece of work and you love it, he says, I want you to read it over and kill everything that's unnecessary. Even if it's a line that you love, kill your darlings because it's going to make the post more succinct. It's going to get your message across. Like, these were hard messages for me to consume at the beginning, right? Because all I wanted to do is share my message as much as possible. But really what he teaches is cut all the fat out. Even if you think it's important, cut the fat out and just write what's the most important. And this book has helped me generate millions of views online. Literally millions of views from my written content online have been generated because of the lessons I learned in this book. And all the internet entrepreneurs that I've talked to have said the same thing. They said, this book has made me a master copywriter, which has brought me way more buyers for my services. So I'm telling you, make sure you read this book, On Writing by Stephen King. Now, the next book is actually not a business book at all. It's called Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. Now, this book is not your typical manifestation woo-woo book. It's a really dense book, and you have to really absorb the words he says. But in this book, he teaches you how to turn your reality into anything you want, how to become anybody you want in this world. And he gives you very practical steps on what to do. Trust me, some of the biggest entrepreneurs I know swear by this book because you're literally taking quantum leaps. You can literally change your reality from where you are to where you want to be in record time if you follow the steps in this book. Trust me, this book right here will change your entire destiny if you follow it correctly. Look, it's no secret that millionaires and billionaires follow the teachings of Joe Dispenza because they know how impactful it is. They know they can literally change their realities by following the steps he teaches. So I'm telling you, literally, this guy, Joe Dispenza, charges hundreds of thousands of dollars to get one-on-one access to him, but you can get the same lessons he teaches in the one-on-one access that people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for just in this book. So dive into it. And my personal recommendation is read the book, but also download the audio book too, so you can listen to it. Trust me, when you absorb it both ways, you're literally going to absorb all that information in your brain, and it's going to manifest way, way, way more in your reality. Trust me on this one. This book is the real deal. Now, this next book here is your ticket to the internet marketing world. It's called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. Now, you may have heard this book before, but I'm telling you, you need to absorb this book. Go so deep into it because he teaches everything you need to know to make hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars on the internet. He explains it all: how to build yourself up, how to find the right products and services to sell, right? How to find your buyers online. Every single part of this equation is baked into this book. All the internet millionaires I've spoken to, they say, oh yeah, that was the first one. That was the book that opened my eyes. So I'm telling you, if you want your eyes open to what's possible, you gotta get this book. This book will literally change everything for you. So dive into it, read it, but don't just read it once. Read it twice, read it 3 times. Take notes, apply it, because this book changed my life, has changed tons of millionaires' lives too. So you can make it happen for yourself. The final book on this list, I recommend you read with caution. The rules in this book can honestly be dark, and I don't want you to take every rule and just apply it. This book is called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Now, this author has taken throughout history all of the laws that people have used to climb to the top level of power, whether that be political, whether that be business, whatever that might be. He's taken those laws, condensed it into the 48 topmost laws, and teaches them to you. Now, I will be 100% honest with you. Some of the laws in this book are dark, and I don't agree with them. I don't agree you should ever manipulate someone. I don't agree you should ever hurt someone. I don't believe in that. But it is important to learn these laws so that they are never used against you, right? It is so important in the game of business because you might have a good heart. You might have the best intentions for others, but others may not have the best intentions for you. You need to be acutely aware of how other people are potentially using you for their benefit. You need to become very aware of these things, right? And again, it's not always a bad thing if someone uses you to your benefit. That's great business. If you're benefiting and they're benefiting, that makes a mutual symbiotic relationship. Both are winners. But the book itself will teach you everything. It'll teach you how to get to power. It'll teach you how to grow your business. It'll teach you how to make sure that other people are not manipulating or hurting you either. Trust me, this book will become an encyclopedia for you as you grow in business and as you grow in life. That book right there, I remember I read it first when I was 19 years old, and it just opened my eyes. It was like I saw the light for the first time after I read this book. I became so aware of how to communicate better, of how other people were using me. I learned so many different things, and it made me become a better man. But like I'm saying to you, read it with caution. Don't just take all these laws and apply them. Just learn which ones you need to use and which ones you need to deploy and which ones you just need to be aware of so that they're not used against you. So these are the books, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm telling you to read. Read them, dissect them, become them, inhale them. All the millionaires that I've spoken to, the ones that I've interviewed, the ones I've sat down with, had lunch with, the ones I've talked to about life, success, everything, these are the books they've all read unanimously. So dive into these books, become them, no matter how big you want to become. If you want to make $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month, these books will help you get there. But you need to go all in and dedicate yourself to learning from these books. I'll leave you off with this. If you want to achieve any level of success that really is extraordinary, you're going to need to go all in. So go all in on these books. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.